Okay.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue and finish this back test that we started a while ago. If you remember, the first two videos were all drawdown and just back to break even. And that can be very hard on people. However, now we're finally getting to price action, which is adjusted or optimal for our system. And that's how we figure out under what market conditions we want to trade. And actually, this idea right here of when to trade and when not to trade was perfectly reflected in the market today, which is why I didn't take any trades. If you're part of the community, I'll show you why. So first of all, we were trading NQ last time. And NQ throughout all of 2024 was pretty questionable for my system at least. I know people made millions on, a lot of money on here. But the reason I didn't like this price action is look at how Wiki, even on a 4-hour, Wiki back and forth, no sense of direction. We'd chop back down and then chop all the way back up and then all the way back down. This is one trade where I passed this evaluation that I'm about to go show you. So look at this market condition. Once again, I hopped on the market today and remember what this looks like. And I went into these markets. These were the few markets I was looking at. This one was okay. The top three or top two assets were actually questionable, but yet okay looking for me to trade. Obviously nothing set up. So unfortunately nothing there. Same on this one, but look at the same thing. Chopping back and forth on the 4-hour. Chop, 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 chop. Slams up, slams down. That's not what I like to see. What I like to see is fluid movement, something more like this. Notice the giant difference. And so in that fact, there were entries available, but I chose not to take them. I think specifically on this asset, I want to say, yeah, there were entries here. One entry here, didn't take it just because of that reason. So look, I gave up on some profit and that's okay. And then there was one other entry here that if I would have taken it, it would have stopped me out. And sorry for the noise, by the way. I'm in a more public area, but we got to record. So yeah, there were a couple entries. Moral of the story, was too choppy for me. YM was actually very clean. Gold was clean for me this morning, and I did miss an entry very early on at like 6, 7 in the morning right here. This would have been a beautiful runner. Unfortunately, I missed it because I did go to bed at like 2 in the morning. And then aside from that, there was nothing. So moral of the story, just stay out of bad markets like these. More likely than not, like I'm almost certain tomorrow this is going to chop back down, kind of like up here. We make one strong move, chop down, one strong move, chop down, strong move, chop down. And there's no continued, momentum in the market. So very cool lesson to take away from this because I did set up one trade as if I would have taken it. And it stopped me out right away. I was like, hey, I'm just going to outline it to see if it runs or if it doesn't. Forgot what market it was on, but it was on one of these. And it tapped me out and then, delivered. So I thought that was really funny. It was somewhere like here, maybe. 21st, yeah, something like this. There was a nice setup. I think it was here. Taps you out and then it kind of delivers. And I understand it's just not a market worth trading. And then you can see the giant wicks everywhere. So definitely not worth it. So we'll go ahead and close this. And we'll go on to this real quick. So we'll go back home. There we go. So this is where we're at right now in our data analysis. It's September, October, November, December. So about 3 months left. Data collection slightly less. But one thing I did want to share is that evaluation account that I talked about earlier. I'm going to show it to you guys. And you guys are going to tell me what you notice relative to this kind of chart right here. Because I passed my evaluation somewhere throughout this time right here, and you can actually map it out pretty cleanly. And this is, I passed this account, I think it was in like November of November 18th. It's, I've done about 27 days of trading, and look at what happened. It follows the same kind of story that this is telling you. Break-evens, losses, and then what starts to happen? You start to build up a good cushion as time goes on. Good cushion, and finally we're at all-time new highs. And that's going to happen in your trading. Sometimes this drawdown is going to last all the way until your max drawdown and you're going to lose the account, and that's okay. Other times you might start off the start day somewhere around here, and you just build and build and build. But you need to understand you're going to have days or months or weeks. These were 23 days of nonstop losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row. Didn't lose the account and started building it back up. So now as we start to scale back up, I made an analogy last time about taking larger steps. So instead of risking 0.2 now, you can start risking 0.4. And your steps are going to be a lot larger and they'll help you scale, but it can also work against you. So yeah, this is one of my live accounts that I just kind of am playing on the side right now. Not going to take profits or anything like that. I don't need to pay out, none of that. The idea here is to scale them until they're so big that then you can withdraw and create your own personal account. That's kind of my methodology behind it. So now we can finally get to backtesting. I don't know if you have any questions, by the way.
Yeah, I was like about to ask a question about like staying out of these all markets, which are like choppy. On like, what do you decide to do when you like trade live? How do you approach it? But you basically answered that question yourself when you showed like the chart itself and was explaining why I didn't took any trades today. So that basically covered that question, and I don't really have any more questions, so we can start the back test, I guess.
Awesome. But yeah, today I hopped on the chart very quickly and I just saw this and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like it was that simple. I'm like, I'd
Yeah,
rather just go do other things, you know? And so I do work on
yeah,
other projects and stuff. But yeah, you can just look at this giant wicks, no trend. Like, yeah, there's a trend this direction, and I was looking for something. And if something super clean set up, then yeah, but nothing did. Your only entry was this one, and it didn't even deliver like that well. Maybe you'd be up to 2 RR at most. I'd say 1 RR. It's just not worth my capital. So I'm just going to choose to stay out. And my general rule of thumb is if I look at a market right away and out the gate, I'm like, I don't know what this market wants to do. I am out. I'm not touching it. And if you want, I'll be a lot stricter with my rules this back test, and I'll only take market conditions that are suboptimal, like super optimal. So you can kind of see that reflected. You're going to see very, very few losses and a lot of break evens. And I'm okay with that. But like this market condition is so not okay. I'll still trade it because it's part of my edge. I found out that I can take an extra 5 RR a month trading something like this, but it's not worth it, especially when you scale to way larger capital, because then you're just risking money for no reason. Let it grow on its own the way it should, not forcing it. So hopefully now we have a good recovery to this this little market here. Cool. All right. Looking at the 4 hour, notice the difference, like clear direction. Like anywhere you look at NQ now, it's starting to look very clean. Like here, I already know, oh, okay, I want to follow this direction. Very simple. So gonna skip to the next day probably. Go look at the 4 hour again. Clear. It's 20-minute. I'm just gonna look for some strength. We got red news though, so kind of gonna have to skip. And then hopefully now we build up. Okay, 8 in the morning, 4 hours clean, hourly's clean, 20 minutes clean. I think the 20-minute closed here, so I think I should be good for long. I'm not 100% certain if we closed or not, but 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Yeah, so I'll set up a long over this high, 54 ATR. Something like that. Get tapped in, get tapped out right away. September 12th. Okay. So we are getting a little wiki. I'm hoping this red nose isn't shifted by an hour. It looks like it is though. I'm gonna go double check. $5:30, September 12th, right?
yeah. By the way, I noticed like I use Forex Factory for news. If you know that like site, it actually like is more accurate. Like I don't know, it's like always not shifted like by an hour, like
Yeah, let's
Forex news.
go. We'll give it a shot. What are we? What'd I say? October?
September
September?
12th. Yeah.
I think you might be right, bro. I think you, yeah. because
Yeah,
this
and you can
reflects
like
it.
customize. You can customize the settings also to only show like red news and
I did used to
uh,
use this, but I did
yeah,
notice it was off sometimes. Like it's either
yeah.
I'll leave orange and yellow news or orange and red, and then we're only gonna look at USD red news. Yeah.
So you don't look at like CAD.
No, because
Exactly.
why is the CAD market going to have an effect on a US market? I mean, it will have an effect, don't take me wrong, but it's going to be
Yeah,
so minimal. Like it's like you're trading oranges and apples, and that market, and there's red news in the apples market, is going to affect the price of bananas. Like bananas are kind
yeah,
of, they are connected in a way, but far enough disconnected that it won't have this kind of effect on the market. So yeah, there clearly is red news here. So if anything, I'll just keep both open, side to side. Why not? I know it goes a little hardcore, but it's just so hard to find a place where you can get reliable data.
yeah. Because
Um,
like almost all of the Forex programs use the data from Forex Factory to like all of the red news events,
yeah,
I
I wonder what
noticed.
Top Step uses. I know Top Step has like their own platform to put news and all that, but so 4 hour is good, hourly is good, 20 minutes good. Wait, didn't I just trade this 20-minute? I did, I think. Yeah. So we got 20-minute red news here. There we go. Starting to clear up at 10:40. I'm just gonna double check there's no more red news, and we're good. Cool. So 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good, 5-minute. I'll take a long here. It's gonna be a 30 tick ATR stop. How's your day going, by the way? I rarely
Yeah,
ask.
it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like today a lot of like wins on my Forex system, I guess, but
Dude,
doesn't
that's
really matter
awesome.
because we're learning this now. But yeah, it has been amazing, like always.
No, that's really good to hear. I love seeing people in my community just like doing so well. Hang on,
Yeah,
I gotta check some messages real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm always I'm working on other projects and all that, so
yeah.
I'm on the clock 24/7 now.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, I mean, like for the last 2 weeks, I basically was like in a very big drawdown. Even like you can compare it to this back test, and it was like minus 10 RR or something like that. But I managed to climb back up out of it. So like right now, that's why it's like a very good day for me today.
Yeah, no, it happens. Even to me. Like some people might be
Yeah,
thinking like, "Oh, this guy's, always profitable." It's like, "No, I go through my drawdowns too." And I post them
yeah,
very publicly too. Like I'll tell people
yeah,
when I'm taking losses, break evens, whatever. Because
yeah.
I don't think.
Losses are like a part of the system when you think about it. Like,
Yeah, I had some guy telling me. So in one of my shorts, this is very funny. I guess I'll address the guy right now too, not to like fight or like make him mad or anything, but just to kind of explain myself. I had this guy comment, "Hey, you said in one of your videos that you always expect losses. You definitely shouldn't be trading." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm telling you, number one, what works for me, and what works for me is anticipating that every trade is going to be a loss. And every trade that isn't a loss is just an added bonus, if that makes sense."
yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to kind of get that message across so it doesn't sound like a loser mentality. Like for me, it's just every time I take a trade, I'm like, great, it's gonna lose, and I'm okay with that. And
yeah,
it's understanding like setting the precedent of no, not every trade you're gonna take is a win, and the more losses you take, the more you can anticipate your winners to come, right?
yeah.
It's
It's like
like
helps you so much with psychology when you think
yeah,
about it.
but some guys are like, no, you need to always be winning, and that's so not true.
Yeah, yeah.
So this looks like an okay entry. I'll put some risk here. It's going to be a 39 ATR stop. The thing that's helped me so much in trading is just watching other people do it and do it and do it over again until it's drilled into my head. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting to see, the market in a different way. And you won't see it the same way they see it, but you'll start to notice similar patterns of where they enter. And then your brain will build those connections without you even knowing. And next time you look at the market, you'll be like, oh, I kind of recognize when the market did that,
Yeah. Yeah, that has helped me actually like a lot, just watching like all of your videos, collecting all that like knowledge. There's so much like value in every single one, even if it's like the drawdown, if it's some other topic. Like like in every single video, there's something that everybody can learn. So I think that just everybody who's like watching this, like you should definitely not like skip
Yeah.
anything.
No, and
Just
especially
watch every single video.
it'll catch people off guard when they're just scrolling through their reels and out of nowhere there's this guy telling them to do the complete opposite of what they've been told, or
Yeah.
So I find that kind of funny, but best of luck to that guy. I'm sure he's very profitable. I don't know. Maybe he is. You never know.
Yeah.
Move to break even. We've moved quite far. Take my break even. And then go to the next day. Gonna wait for 4-hour money to come in. It's just not a stable market for me right now. There we go. Getting some money coming in. Gonna wait for the 20-minute to restabilize here. Right now, I'm kind of anticipating for the market to just do this. However, I could see a good flush out come in because once again, we're kind of, we're kind of just riding along the MAs. And if anything, generally I like to see a good flush and then build back up or an immediate up thrust from that. Okay, looks like we're kind of getting that a little bit. So what I'll do is step down to the 20. See if this is even a valid entry. It does look like red news a little bit. September 25th. I'm just gonna go double check. 7 a.m. Yeah, I don't know if it's shifted off by an hour.
It's off by 1 hour again.
So we said the 25th, right?
Yeah.
And this is showing nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't show nothing.
Okay, so we'll go with your platform this time and see if it is red news. Yeah, that's weird. I hate it how they're all off. Like they can't all come to consensus. We'll see. We'll find out very quickly. Probably going to be a beautiful loss here. Tap in and then tap out. Come on. There we go. And then maybe now we get a new lineup. Okay. And then we just kind of fell through. Cool. 4 hours still very clean. So I think we're still good for longs. We got red news, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm just gonna skip this day as well. Generally, when I see price action fail that big on a red news day, I just skip the entire red news day because there's absolutely like no other entries in here. We're a little low in the 4-hour range right now, and I want to see price show a little bit of strength coming in because chances are this one's gonna snap right back down, right? So I'm gonna give this a little bit. There we go, snaps down and then just chops. So once again, I'm waiting for this 4-hour strength to come in. Okay, so we are getting a lot of bearishness here. If anything, I'd consider stepping down lower and following sells right here, short term. But what time is this? Yeah, this is okay valid for sells. If anything, I'd like to see a little bit more strength here, but I'll take one sell here and then call it good. Do you know if I've taken any losses today? I don't think so.
I mean, a couple probably, but
I don't know if they were this day though.
yeah, not this day.
Okay. Cool. Then we're just gonna call it a day there. Gonna wait for hourly money to come in. So this is one of the market conditions like today that we're in, where I couldn't tell you what this market is gonna do next. I want it to do this, but it can also do this, and I can follow short. So I just give the market time to show me. Like I know it's gonna chop around these areas, so I just let it do its thing. There we go. So now I'm just gonna wait till next session, and it's too weak again. We're doing the same thing, writing up the MAs, not really pushing up, writing up, right? So this market just needs time. It's very indecisive. There we go. Okay, so next session at 4. Okay, so I played it one candle too fast. We'll go to the 4 a.m. candle. Okay, so coming into this day, once again, we have our accumulation, our spring pushing back into our final test right here, and then hopefully gonna, like we saw, launch off. So 4 hour good, hourly good. 20-minute is very weak. Very strong now. We got 4 hours until red news, so that could be a potential entry. A 28 ATR stop. Probably take a loss, break even at least. Still no management, so I'm just gonna let this thing do its whatever it wants to. We do have red news, so at least we are still at break even. Gonna probably just close at 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m., so we'll just close off wherever we're at. And that ran a total of like 4 RR, so it paid for the few losses we just took. 4 hour, once again, is looking pretty okay. Hourly is a little weak, so I'm gonna wait for hourly strength to come in. So I'm gonna wait for the 20-minute to go sideways, and then I'll take my entry. And red news, so that kind of failed. Just wanna look here. Yeah, so there was an entry here, by the way, and this very likely would have been a break even. Like if we step down, absolutely a break even, probably even, yeah. So we'll just, I don't wanna go back and do that again, so. Go to the next day. Yeah, 4 hour, need some time. I wanna see more money come into this. Okay, 4 in the morning, so this is our session. Cool. Hourly 20. So I want to see some sideways here, and there's a little bit too much strength in the market. There we go. A nice flush out. And then I want a little bit more strength out of a candle, something like this. I might just go now, but. And it's too late to take any sort of entry. 4 hours still good. Hourly is a little weak, so I'll give the 20-minute some time to kind of shape up. Sideways and then maybe build up. It looks like red news. Yep. So looking at this 4 hour, we do have a lot of bearishness coming in. So I'm just going to skip till the next day. 4 in the morning, bearishness came through. So now we can start following sells. Notice how I'm just kind of following the market. If it wants to give me sells, I'll take the sells. If it wants to give me longs, I'll switch. Which is very, very different from my old system where I would only follow the higher time frame context. So 4 hour, it's still pretty clean for sells. It's just the hourly and the 20-minute are a little bit questionable because I could definitely see a lot more sideways action here. So because I'm not sure, I'm gonna give it a couple more candles. Yeah, and then we're done. Cool. Looks like bullishness came back into play. Exactly what I've been anticipating all along. So now on the 20-minute, let red news play out, which is now. And then what time is this? 40 minutes after. So on this very candle, I can actually take a buy stop. Unfortunately, the wick does look a little too long. Okay. Yeah, just too wicky of a market. 4 hour is still holding strong for longs, so I'd consider another day. This is the only entry I see. We'll see if it runs. See what that would be. That'd be a break even at least.
Wasn't that kind of like too small compared to the other ones?
Which one? This one?
The one that you said you will see as an entry.
Hang on. Let me make this full screen. Here, I'll point out where. I'm looking at this one, and I think I highlighted, this is the one I highlighted, right? Unless,
Maybe actually, yeah.
unless you're
I
looking
think it
at
was like the other one.
this one?
No, the one like way up or more. Yeah, this one.
No, that one didn't even touch the MAs.
Yeah.
Unless I accidentally got that one. No, I was looking at this one right here. I think you're right though. Maybe I should have, yeah, I think I highlighted this one over here. But yeah, this one would have been a break even as we broke up higher and then just fell through. This market's getting a little questionable for me. We're chopping back and forth, interacting with MA a little too much, and I like to see the trending market condition. So we'll give it the time it needs to kind of prove itself. Notice how much money you would have lost in these areas, right? Unless you're like a supply and demand or support and resistance trader, then yeah, you're doing very good for yourself. But some people, I have heard of some people build a system that is both supply and demand and or support and resistance and supply and demand or whatever. And I've heard they got it figured out for the most part. I hear some different interesting techniques and strategies that work, but it's certainly not something that I'm looking at implementing anytime soon. The system is
like, I mean, anything can work like in trading.
Yeah.
Almost anything.
As long as you test it hard enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm waiting till some bullishness come in. Like, look at this, just chop. This is why I choose to stay out of markets like this, even today. That's why I chose to stay out. Yeah, there's opportunities, but no, I'm good. There we go. 4 in the morning rolls around. Now we're trending. Look at that beauty. Versus like chop back and forth. This is what I like to see. So
yeah.
Now we step up to a 20-minute. Let me zoom this in. There we go. Still nothing. Let the market go. What time is it? Okay. Time was this? 7:20. You can consider this an entry. I like to see a little bit more sideways. Like this just kind of came into it and then took off a little bit. I do like to see a little bit more sideways like we saw earlier. So let me step back up. 4 hours still holding. Hourly is okay. And then, yeah, we're way past our time. 4 hour or hourly, I'm going to wait for some candle, something like that. Okay, we got bullishness coming back in. Interesting. Now we're chopping back and forth again, if you want to see this. And then I'm just staying out of the market. Yeah. Whoa, okay. Until we get something
like a no trade zone, right?
Yeah, this is like a big no
direction.
Yeah, like even if you try to guess where this is going, it's a 50-50. There we go. Now this candle right here reassured me, okay, no, we might be heading up. There's a lot of buying pressure. And then I'll follow this until it decides to, fumble again and fail back down. So there we go. Okay, November 8th, 4 hour good. Yeah, 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. Yeah, so I'll take a long over this high. I do like to see entries like these. I think they're very clean when they do run. Usually they don't like to come back after they run. Cool. Look for one more entry here. What time is it? 9:20 something. 4 hour good, hourly good, 20-minute good. So I'll take one more loss here and then I'll call it a day. Probably gonna be a loss, nothing new. Still valid. Still valid. Probably a loss, hopefully. Cool, not a loss, break even. See, that's my psychology going into trades. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a loss. And then when it is a loss, I'm not surprised. And then I'm like, oh shoot, it's actually gonna be a break even. And then, oh shoot, it's actually running, you know? That way it's not the anticipation that every trade should be a winner. Oh shoot, we were supposed to close. So this is around the same height as 2 p.m. So we'll just say we closed.
Yeah.
Cool, go to the next day. 4 hours, still good. We finally hit that daily target. I know you were asking a long time about, was it daily or weekly? No, it was daily. Yeah, finally hit this daily target. I don't know if you can see that line we drew a while ago. But that was our anticipation all along. We didn't know how we were going to get there, but we knew we'd hit this target. And lo and behold, we did. So 4 hour, still building, hourly still building, so 20 minute. What time is it? Okay. Anticipatory validation, I'm going to go look at this particular candle at that time because I don't think it was valid, the moment of entry. So the very next candle open. Yeah, no, this isn't valid at the time of. So we're just going to have to skip on the 20. Okay, then you have this entry right here. That is valid. It's not even anticipatory the moment this candle opens. Let's go take a look. Yep, so this is a valid buy stop right here. Looking at the 4 hour, good, hourly, good, 20 minute, good, 5 minute long. I like it. 31 ATR stop.
This market looks like so clean on 4 hour now. It's like no weakness, nothing.
There's no question about what this market's doing. Versus here, dude, when you just get confused, just walk away. That's the simple answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably gonna be a loss. It looks like it taps you in, taps you out. If we break this high, then I'm moving to break even. There we go, break even. Probably gonna be a break even. Still nothing to manage to. Yeah, still nothing to manage to. Gonna wait till like 2 p.m. Maybe now you can consider management, but it's still not enough. I want to see a stronger burst off of that. There we go, something like that. So I'll manage 70% to this low. I guess we're about to hit 2 p.m., so it doesn't matter. There we go, 2 p.m., close all of it, and you're done. So my anticipation coming into this trade was it was a loss, and it came out to be 5 RR. And I'm just like, okay, cool. And then my very next trade, I'm anticipating it's going to be a loss. And it helps with your psychology so much. Because otherwise, if you're like, if you set your objective to be a winner, then you're never going to like be content with yourself. Because this market, sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose, and it's not always going to be very pretty. So I'd rather say, I'm going to be happy if I follow my rules, and if I take a loss, even better, because it's paying off for my future winners. That's the way I think about it. Okay. Cool, just kind of failing down. Gonna skip to the next day. 4 hours probably gonna be chopping now. Yep. So I'm gonna wait for the 4 hour to build up and then close with some strength. Okay, 8 in the morning, money coming in, hourly coming in, and then 20 minute. I'll wait for some sideways. We got 2 minutes left, so maybe we can catch one more good trade. And then just kind of falls back down. So I'm gonna skip until we see a reasonable market. Go until 4 in the morning. There we go. And once again, what trend am I following? This one. Look at how clean this is. How clean it is.
Yeah.
Like there's no this going on. And it just makes it so easy for me to just stay out. 20 minute now, looking for sells here. And it just kind of goes without me the entire day. Cool. A lot of people would have gotten FOMO. I don't know why I didn't take this entry. I actually don't know why.
Yeah, it looks like a good one.
This is perfect. 40 minutes, exactly 40 after red news too. Dang. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't take it. Maybe I had skipped over it. Oh no, bro, that is too clean. I want to include it in the data collection, but
I mean, you have skipped a lot of trees at this point. I mean, you
I
can
think it's
probably
only
do
fair,
that.
bro. Like that's definitely one I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
taken. We can't even lie.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna walk you through it. Clear bearishness coming into the market. 4 hour hourly clean, 20-minute anticipatory. So watch the very next candle that opens, it's gonna be valid. There you go, valid entry. Buy stop over this high. See, I ain't lying to you guys. This is legit. My system sometimes feels like it's a little too OP to a point where I'll like remove good running trades from my data collection because I'm like, nah, there's no way. Probably gonna be a break even. Aw, darn it. The one trade that does run. Okay, so 5-minute. Still nothing. The moment we break these highs with a little bit of strength. Let's see what we're at right now. So I'd consider, oh, that's 9 RR already. That's strong.
Yeah.
So I'll do like 70% here. What time is it? Okay, gonna manage 70% to somewhere around here. 70% to somewhere around here. So I used to trade a lot with a volume profile, which would show me where, you know, I don't know if you've worked with that before, but it's this chart real quick on the side that would show you where there's a lot of money behind the move. And it cut out. So we'll continue this very shortly. So let's see how this trade ended up.